But like my dad used to take pictures of like fat people off the internet and put them on his fridge, and it says, "Are you really hungry?" that was his way of like checking in. Am I really hungry or am I just bored?
It's abuse. It's abuse by your father. Oh,
so she's kind of like of that ilk where you would snap a photo and put it on the fridge and be like, am I really hungry? And you go, no.
Yeah.
So
do you think your father gave you an eating disorder?
He contributed to it, but I will say in his defense, if like my dad wasn't my dad, I would have still ended up with an eating disorder.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you talk to, and I challenge you listening, all 11 of you listening, talk to any woman you know and ask them, did you do some dumb shit maybe when you were younger to stay thin? Probably I would say 98% of them will say yeah. And that doesn't mean that they still do it or that they had like a clinical eating disorder, but they did some dumb shit. They took fen-phen.
Mhm.
They maybe did a multi-day fast. They took diuretics. They took laxatives. They did something crazy to get slim.
Yeah.
So if it's not your parents, the media gonna get you. Well, social media gonna get you.
I don't even know if that's a woman thing, because I mean I've done that too, taken like weight loss pills, and I did this thing called Alpha Stack, I think it was, or Animal Stack. Back in the day, it was just a bunch of pills. It was like a packet about that big, and it probably had 10 pills in it. And you take that like twice a day, and it was supposed to like raise your body temperature so you burn fat. And I was at a USF game. I was still in college, and I was drinking beers, and I took I gotta take my pills, and all I had was beer. You brought
them to the game?
Yeah, all I had was beers. Just started in the morning, so I took out my pills and dumped them all in my hand. And I remember somebody turned around and went, "Good Lord, what's up with all those pills?" And I was like, "I have AIDS." And they went, I was like, I'm just kidding. I don't want to have AIDS. And then I just washed it down with some beers. I'm surprised.
What happened to you?
I mean,
were you all right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if you like fainted or something.
I felt like I was going to, but no, I was fine. But so, I mean, basically what I'm saying is, I think men do that too. Everybody, maybe Americans just have that.
Yeah, I would say sure, but I will say it's definitely more prevalent with women. My dad didn't really give me like an E. Yeah, maybe he did. But this is what my dad did. My dad, this is going to paint my dad in a poor light, and I don't mean to do that. But he was just like, I remember sitting like in the back seat of the car, I'm maybe like 7, 8, 9, and a fat lady would cross the road. And my dad would just be like, ugh, disgusting.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, you associate, you go, don't want to be that.
Yeah.
Don't want to be that.
Right.
So, and both my parents independently, like not when they were together, not like divorced, but like separately. I remember being in the car with my dad, and my dad's like, can I give you some advice? I'm like, sure. He goes, when you get married, he goes, don't get fat.
Yeah.
Don't get fat. And my mom said the same thing, not in the presence of my father, but she was like, you can't let yourself go because, your partner signed up to be with you the way that you look when they started dating you. And obviously that you're going to age and stuff, that happens. But like my mom was like, don't let yourself go. Don't do it.
Mom was a little more diplomatic.
Yeah, certainly more diplomatic, but
the same thing.
But my mom's like habits were way worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she was like nicer about it, but she was engaging in stuff that was a bit maybe obsessive and compulsive. And she also put my fat ass in a girdle when I was 10 or 11. If you're not familiar with what this garment is, it gives you a flat stomach. It sucks you in. And I had this, like gross, like kind of prepubescent body. And, like, do you know what I mean by like pert tits? Kind of like a fat guy's tits you get when you're like 11 or 12 when they're like starting to blossom.
Right.
And my mom, I was doing dance, obviously. My mom owned a dance studio, and I try on the costume. It's form-fitting, to say the least. And my mom was like, why don't we get you a girdle? I'm like, what's that? She's like, oh, just like, it makes you feel. Of course, It's like a tube that goes from here to here that gives you a flat stomach. But I don't know if you ever play with those squishy toys where like you squeeze it and then like the water comes out this way.
Yeah.
That's what happens with your body and fat. So super flat stomach and just like heavy on top. Fat ass. Fat ass for a kid, but flat stomach.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That. Wow.
Yeah. Anyways.
So your parents gave you an eating
Sure,
disorder,
why
both of
not?
them equally. Yeah, that's interesting.